Okay, picture this. A small, peaceful village. You know the kind. The air is filled with the usual sounds of daily life. Families cooking, shops opening up, and all of it is powered by these everyday LPG cylinders. It's a scene of, well, total tranquility. But as we're about to find out, that peace was way more fragile than anyone realized. Because one day, a small accident changed everything. And that single moment, that's where our story really kicks off.
So what was this accident? Well, this one incident sparked this huge wave of fear through the entire community. And you know, it all started in a place you'd never expect.
It all went down at the local tea shop. The owner just had a moment of forgetfulness, He left the gas valve open, and that one little mistake set off this terrifying chain reaction. All night long, gas was just silently filling up the room. So the next morning, he goes to light the stove, and a single spark is all it took. Boom! A sudden, terrifying fire just erupts. Now, they managed to put the fire out, sure, but the damage was already done. And I'm not just talking about the shop itself. The real damage was psychological. A kind of deep-seated fear started to spread through the whole village. I mean, think about it. Everyone used these same gas cylinders, and suddenly this thing you need every single day feels like a ticking time bomb in your own home. And the worst part, there was no other option. They were stuck.
But right in the middle of all this fear, our story takes a really cool turn. See, one person looked at this situation and didn't just see a problem. They saw a challenge, something that could be solved. A young inventor named Mira. She heard what happened and she just knew she had to do something about it.
And Mira's whole idea, her big insight, really came down to one brilliantly simple question. She thought, hang on, if we can detect smoke and fire, why are we waiting for the fire to start? Why can't we detect the gas leak before it becomes a total disaster? And that question, right there, that was the real spark.
So, with that question in mind, Mira got right to work. And this brings us to her invention, the automatic LPG gas detection and regulator. This thing is the answer that was born from that one powerful question.
Okay, so what is this thing exactly? Well, to put it simply, it's basically a super smart safety net for your gas cylinder. It's got these special sensors that are, constantly sniffing the air for any sign of gas. And the second it detects a leak, it doesn't just make a noise. No, it takes immediate, decisive action. And the real genius here is in the details. The main feature, of course, is the auto shutoff. It just cuts the gas supply right at the source. But Mira, she thought of everything. Like, what if you're not even home? Bam, it sends an alert to your phone. Okay, but what if your Wi-Fi is down? No problem. It's got dual connectivity, so it just uses the regular cell network as a backup. She even built in a secure messaging system to make sure those alerts are fast and you can trust them. It's like every feature is another layer of safety, which made this device just incredibly reliable. Look, an invention is really just an idea until it's been tested in the real world, right? And it wasn't long before Mira's device was about to face the ultimate test, a real live emergency. So here's what happened. The system proved itself in a local restaurant. A tiny, unnoticed gas leak started up in the kitchen, but before any of the staff, could even smell a thing, Mira's device sensed the gas. And just like that, it instantly shut off the main supply. A potential disaster, exactly like the one that happened at the tea shop, was stopped dead in its tracks, all in a matter of seconds, silently, automatically. And you know what? That one incident, that was all the proof the village needed. News of how a disaster was completely avoided spread like, well, wildfire. The conversation in the village totally shifted. It wasn't about fear anymore, it was about safety, and everyone wanted to feel that safe again.
And all this leads us to the final and maybe most important part of the story. How this one single, thoughtful idea ended up transforming an entire community for good.
I mean, just look at the difference here. Before Mira's invention, there was just this constant, low-level anxiety in the air. Every single gas cylinder was a source of worry. But after, that fear was just gone. It was replaced with a real feeling of safety. People got their confidence back. That hidden danger was now something they knew was being protected against.
And this is the real takeaway, right here. Her device did way more than just prevent accidents. It literally gave the community its peace of mind back. It became this incredible symbol, proof that innovation that's really driven by caring about people, well, it can solve real-world problems and genuinely change lives.
So, all of this leaves us with one final thought. Mira saw this everyday danger, and she came up with a caring, innovative idea to fix it. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
What's the next everyday danger out there that's just waiting for its own brilliant, caring solution?
Good evening, sir. So I have just completed the gas sensor project. These are the components that they use. This is the house's main power supply, which in this case is an LED bulb. The gas sensor, an emergency exhaust fan, an LPG gas regulator, which is a buzzer. So let me just demonstrate this project. So as we can see, when the gas level goes above 200, the relay module will automatically cut off the current which is being provided to the house's main power supply, and the LPG gas regulator, if it were actually here, would be turned off, and the exhaust fan will be running immediately to try and get rid of the gas that is present, that is currently being leaked. So here you go for another demonstration. So as you can see, when the gas level goes above 200, you can see as the gas regulator goes to the off